Here we are, part 2. This time we're photographing our arrangements indoors. Now, the problem with indoors is there's not as much light. And the light there is tends to be incandescent bulbs in your lamps, which tend to give off a very yellow light, which is not the true colors you want. There are various ways to get around it, but I will just give you some basics of portrait photography to make it as easy as possible. So we have our arrangement, and first thing is we don't want regular incandescent bulbs. We want a photography bulb, and these aren't that expensive. Make sure it's rated at 5500 K. That's the color temperature of sunlight. Can you also use one of these daylight lights? Yes, you can. This is a sunlight lamp, which is good for people who get seasonally affected depression or who just like to work with natural light. However, the best way to go is going to be to get a couple of cowboy lights. Now, cowboy lights are pretty inexpensive. As you can see, there's just a stand here, and then you have this white umbrella, which opens up, and your 5500 K light. So I would just adjust this so we can shoot through the umbrella. It gives us a nice soft diffuse light, and we can set it at whatever height we want, and we will be good to go. Next move is, let's face it, you're going to be doing a portrait photography setup, which means if your flower's here, you're going to want a light source 45 degrees off to this side and 45 degrees off to this side. Hence, you usually use 2 cowboy lights, and then we'll talk about a halo light at the end. Okay, so here we are with our arrangement. I'm going to turn on the first cowboy light, which is going to bring that up. And then we're going to go from the other 45-degree angle. Notice how that shadow disappears. We're in close. A halo light is something you'll see in a portrait photography studio. It has 2 purposes. One is to light from above, so you get a full texture on everything up and down. The other is to provide some separation from the background, again to keep your arrangement from blending in. There's some really good photographic equipment out there for booms that will hold a light over top and give you that desired portrait effect. But I'm going to try it with a broom handle, a smartphone, and a rubber band. What I do is very simple. And this is something pretty much everybody has a smartphone. Go to your flashlight app. Turn the flashlight all the way on high. And then what we do is just take the rubber band around the back. Okay, so we have our cell phone set on high flashlight. It's on the back of the broom handle with the flashlight sticking out. And I can stand right off camera, and I can add that little extra highlight. You can see it clearer there, but I can move it off here. I can put it a little towards the back to separate the back, and you really get a much classier photo. Anyway, Mark Maloney, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about photographing indoors. Again, show me your pins and your Facebook pictures. I will be happy to post them on my page. Thank you from Arrive Alive by Kreisel.